Hi, Connor.
Hi, Nicolette. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's nighttime here, and I know it's morning where you are, so you're just starting your day, and I'm
You're
just,
winding
yeah,
winding down, exactly. Well, thank you for taking the time for this interview today.
yeah,
And it is something that I would love to know myself, coaching, especially in the financial world, and as
yeah,
well as wellness, holistic.
yeah,
That is
holistic.
something we all need after years of struggling in the corporate 9 to 5. so,
Yeah,
so, hi, Connor. My name is Nicolette. I am the creator for the podcast titled You're Worthless. Read that again, the juxtaposition of your very soul. Thank you very much for taking the time today to be interviewed. Um, Part of my ritual before I start my conversation is that I would like to read a bit of introduction of all my guests to for my listeners so that those that are listening they can tune in as well. So, hey everyone, we have Connor Tyson here with us. With over 22 years as a financial advisor, Connor founded his own company, Progress Solutions LLC, to be a financial wellness coach. He is also a chartered financial consultant. He offers personal financial coaching to help people stop the internal tug of war with their personal finances, empowering you to take charge of your money. He helps his clients achieve financial peace of mind and teach them how to win with money. He loves transforming how people deal with money so they can have a better life. He earned his Bachelor of Science in Finance from Queenie, Queenie, Quinnipiac.
Quinnipiac. Yeah,
Yeah. There's a Quinnipiac or Quinnipiac University. Okay. Well, welcome, Connor.
thank you for having me on, Nicolette.
Thank you so much. So, Connor, can you share with us? First off, I'd like to ask my guests to take down memory lane. What was it like growing up as Connor Tyson?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I had two loving parents, and I had my father. He had a very well-paying job, and
Mm,
he was the head of risk management for a very large company that had a lot of risk. They build airplanes. So you can imagine
oh,
that's a lot of risk to manage. He was compensated very well for that. And then
yeah.
he decided to go independent for
Hmm.
himself. So he left the corporate America and started his own job and as a consultant. He's doing very well with that. And then there was a recession, a big downturn in the economy, like 1989. It went bankrupt.
Oh,
Yeah, right. So
no,
that's
the firm that your father started when
yeah, yeah. So the firm that he started when he went independent, after a few years, went belly up. Right, he had a bankruptcy, they declared bankruptcy. So that was a big change. At that time, I was probably like 12 years old, and there was a lot of obviously anxiousness, fighting, about money, and I just remember at a very young age, there's something to this money thing. Hey, there's something to this money thing. This is causing a lot of energy, and it's
yeah.
yeah. And so I took it upon myself to learn everything I could about money. I wanted to
Mm,
know everything about it, right? And I want to know about real estate, interest rates, the treasury, what money is, what is money, stock market, interest rate, all that stuff. And I actually went to college, Quinnipiac, uh,
Quinnipiac.
Quinnipiac
Yeah,
University. I
Quinnipiac.
got a degree in finance, right? And then, yeah, it was. I came out of school thinking that it was all about the knowledge, because I got the degree in finance and everything like that. And I looked down. I was about 22, 23 years old. I had like 90 something $1,000 of debt. Yeah. And I said,
Accumulated
oh my God, I just became
yes.
my dad, right? I was like, oh wow, this is not good, right? Because I had a car loan, I had a student loan, credit card debt. I was like, wow, this
Mm.
is,
At
I
22,
realized,
that's a yeah.
yeah, and I realized it wasn't about knowledge, it's really about the habits and behaviors.
Mm, mm,
So I have all
mm,
the
mm,
knowledge you could want. Like I had a degree in finance and portfolio management. I can recite anything you wanted to know about finance.
mm,
That's why I realized it was really about the habits and behaviors. I had to start saying no to the things I didn't say no to, and yes to the things I didn't say yes to. At the beginning, it was very awkward. It was, I use the analogy like brushing your teeth with your left hand. If you're a righty,
mm.
it's the right. You brush your teeth every morning with your right hand because you're a righty. And if you
Yeah,
guys try to do it with your left, it feels awkward, and you want to go back to the right hand.
to
And
the right one. Hmm, hmm.
and that's what it took. And within 15, 18 months, I was debt free.
Oh, wow. You took control.
So it was, yeah, it was just really the systems and processes, right? It was just plug and
Mm,
play. Like I didn't have a system that worked. It was
mm.
more at the moment. It was the habits and behaviors that I had that weren't serving me to what I
So
really wanted.
would you say that it's more of it's how much you save instead of how much you earn? Would you
It might
say it
be,
like that, or it's a balance?
it's a balance, right? Meaning like you have to live a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's really save first, right? You always want to pay yourself first.
Oh
Pay
yeah.
yourself first, and that a good thing to understand is like what money is, right? And why would I save it? So here's one for the listener out there, right? If you really stop and think about what money is, right? So I do some yard work for you, Nicolette, and it takes me 2 hours. You give me, let's say, $100. That $100 represents 2 hours of my time and the sweat off my own back of doing the work. That $100 also represents time that you gave me the $100. You didn't have to spend 2 hours doing yard work. You could spend it with your kids. You could spend it learning something. You could spend it on enhancing your skills to further your career, couldn't you?
That's right.
Really, what money represents is time and labor. So why would I want to save that? I'll tell you why. Because one day
Mhm.
I don't want to work. I want to have more time and have money, which represents time and labor, and I exchange that for more freedom to do what I want to do
Um,
and enhance my life and those around me.
mm.
So that's
So it's
important to
like,
understand.
yeah. So it's like you're saving now to add more time.
To your future self.
Yeah.
Because those
Increase
who
your
don't
quality
have
of life.
money, right? You don't
Yeah.
have much freedom or choice.
That's that's true.
The more you save now, the more freedom and choice you have later to do what you want to do according to your principles and values. Yes. So that's the why.
Delay gratification. What are your thoughts on that?
It's tough. It's really tough to do. And the reason why most people don't, well, let me put it this way. The number one factor that I've seen to success with money is clarity of their why. Why would they be willing to delay gratification? Why? Why is it important to them?
Because I would want a better life in the future. I don't have to toil so much like the
Hmm.
rest of the people around me.
Correct, right? And then get deeper with that. Like what's the most important thing to you? What is it? What is where you are now preventing you from doing?
Freedom.
Yeah. What is it preventing you from doing?
Yeah.
And getting very specific, right? So I had a client,
Hmm.
she's like, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm like, okay, well, why is that? Right? She's like, well, I'm not spending time watching my son play sports. Oh, okay, why is that important to you? Well, one of my biggest values in my life is family. And I feel like I'm violating that. And I'm not showing up. And I
Yeah.
want to be there for my family. There's a good motivator to change habits and behaviors. It's not, I want to get out of debt. You don't want to get out of debt. You don't want a budget, right? What you want is the feeling and the freedom that comes along with doing those habits and behaviors, right? And everybody's why is different. And
That's right.
you get very clear and vivid with that. That gives you the motivation to do what you need to do long term.
My next question: how do you stay on course?
Accountability and follow through. So let's use something that we can relate to.
Hmm.
Let's say I want to go to the gym and get in shape. Okay. Now it's
Yeah.
April 17th. Everybody had New Year's resolutions. Are you still going to the gym? Right? The people that are still going to the gym had a very good reason why. Maybe the doctor told them they might have diabetes or something health, and they were not going to be more out for their kids. They want to have more energy for their children. A really good motivator why. And then somewhere along the line, they have accountability. They either shared that goal or reason with somebody else and the importance of that with somebody else, or they meet that reason with themselves, and very few people can hold themselves very accountable with this. It's very difficult.
Exactly.
A lot easier if I call up Nicolette and I share my intimate reasons.
Mhm.
How
So have you
important?
done this?
Yeah, I
Did you
have.
say you said you want to do this? Did you do it?
Yeah, right. You said you did. How important is it to you? Is it still important? Are these still reasons why? And you reflect that back to the person, and if they're honest with themselves, the answer will be yes, and they will continue on with the path of what it is. There's many, many speed bumps in the road, right? But
Too many.
accountability and clarity of your why, I call it the why, helps you tremendously. I think that is one of the number one indicators of success over the long term. Short term, rah rah hiskumba, I'll go to the gym for 4 weeks.
To get that summer bod.
Yeah, right. But then it's not a lifestyle change at all. I'm curing the symptom, not the disease, right? I'll get out of debt. Okay. That's just a symptom of a bigger problem, isn't it?
Yeah, you work 3 jobs just to get out of that, and then only for you to go back
Yeah,
and
right.
and,
So
and
that if you
borrow
step
some
back and
more.
look at it, it's like, wow, there's something, I'm missing something, or I'm not doing something correctly. What is that? And that's what I provide, the process and systems that people need to, and that's where it all starts for me. I mean, that's my coaching business. That's what I do. I get clarity of that for people.
I know we did touch a bit about this earlier. Why did you get started doing this?
The honest to God truth is that I thought financial advising, right? So I did financial advising, but then I realized, regardless of the income people made, they don't teach this stuff in schools.
Oh my God, yeah.
They don't.
It's the
I
same.
work with medical directors of hospitals, big doctors, and a hospital, and I also work with single mothers of 3 kids. You just take off the zero, right? Someone's making 600,000 versus 60,000. It's the same
It's the
issues.
same
It's
thing,
the
yeah.
same. And I always say it's not about the money. That's a good book. Anybody want to read a good book? It's not about the money. Anyway, it's not about the money. It's always something else that's blocking them from getting what they want. It's either people, perspectives, beliefs, process, lack of process, or the way they're doing it is not serving them. It's never about the money, because I know people that don't make that much money that are well on their way to being millionaires because of the habits.
Right.
I know people that make big money that are dead broke. Paycheck.
Ooh, what a paradox.
Yeah, it's powerful.
So, can you share with us what are the tips of those people that they earn like 60,000, but they're well off in their bank
Well, yeah, I
account?
mean,
Yeah.
they realize we all know what to do. Let's be honest. Right? Let's be honest. Like spend less time, right?
Yes,
Spend less
yes,
time,
yes.
make, avoid debt, save, give. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Mm-hmm.
about the what.
Mm.
It's about the why and how. Why do it this way, and how do I do it? That's what really matters. It's not the what. I mean, if I asked you, how do you get wealthy? Like, well, spend less than you make, save, and grow with the money. We know this. Everybody knows this. And if you don't, okay, fine. Nicolette can tell you, or anybody else can tell you. Or just look it up online. The information's out there. There's no secret.
Yeah.
So what it really is the process. Like, these people have made it a habit to pay themselves first, get clarity on their goals, accountability with other people, and they need the tools and resources. That's where I come in. Like, I gotta provide the tools and resources of getting control. Because if you
Right.
continue to do the same things over and over again, you're gonna get the same results.
Same results. Yeah.
Something has to change. What is it? Maybe it's the way in which you're doing it, or your perspective needs to change. You believe certain things that just aren't true because they're marketed to you. Like, you have to have a good credit score. Why?
Ooh, can we touch a bit on that?
Yeah, God, please.
What do you mean by? It seems like you are not so agreeable to that statement.
Yeah, let's talk about it, right? So
Yeah, can we explore?
let's explore.
Mhm.
Credit score, FICO. What does the A number one is an indication of wealth.
It's an indication of your ability to repay.
Say it again slowly.
It's a, to me at
Yep.
least, I can't speak for other people, but what I know is it's an indication of a person on the ability of them to pay, to repay their debt or to clear up their
Correct.
liabilities. Yeah,
So it's really a number that shows credit card companies or borrowers how good of a customer you are.
that's right. That's right.
Correct. It's
That's
not an
right.
indication of wealth. You could be dead broke and have a 850 FICO
Credit
score.
score.
Yeah. Or you could have $10 million in the bank and have a 400 credit score. Which one would you rather be?
The latter, of
Yeah.
course, is a
Your
no-brainer.
financial report card is really your net worth, your assets minus your liabilities. But let's just go back to the credit score thing. What makes up that score? How do I get this number? It's the number, the different types of debt I have, the history of me paying that debt back,
That's true.
the availability of how often I've shopped out for more borrowing, how much have I used of my available credit. So if I've been lent 60,000, I've used 50,000 of it. That's
Debt
not
service
right.
ratio.
So it's
Yeah,
really how good of a customer I am to the lenders, but also what's it should be like how often I borrow money score and pay it back score. They label it to you and market it to you as this thing that you really need to grow wealth or make things convenient or
right.
miles and on
But
points and
then,
all this stuff.
yeah, and you were saying just now, you brought up a very good point. Borrow,
You're borrowing.
borrow.
Borrowing
Exactly.
what?
And borrow is, yes,
Borrowing
and
money, which is the definition of you're borrowing against your future, which is your time and labor.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yes. And
So yeah.
that's the irony right there. And you're trying to build wealth. Oh no, of course there's good borrowings and there's bad
Yes.
borrowings, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
not against all borrowing, but
Exactly.
don't make it the reason why you're doing it. There's
Mm.
there's good debt, bad debt. You hear all these things. Put it this way: if you don't have the money to pay it off, it's bad debt.
Meaning you don't have that the whole sum of money that you have
Yeah.
in
So
sitting
you don't have the
somewhere.
money to pay it off, it's bad debt because it's
Wait,
putting
let me
you.
see. Let me do a quick. So, because I was worried, I myself, let me just share, perhaps the listeners could relate as well. Like, I think a couple of years back, I had the same notion, the same
Mhm.
worry that my credit score wasn't the best at, because they look at it against the peers of people of the same age, and then they're like, oh, I got my credit report and like, oh, you're not doing, you're below average, and I'm like, okay, but then I thought about it like, but I have, something, some amount, and then, and I was like, I thought to myself, is it really, but why do I feel like I'm more secured now than previously when I was younger, where I had the best green labeled credit score, and I had close to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
zero.
Right. Think about that.
Yeah, and but then the human emotion, it's like I was fighting it. Like, am I on the right track? And again, in Malaysia, or yeah, Malaysia, at least I can speak for Malaysia. You're not. It is taboo.
To
I guess it's
borrow.
not just here, it's everywhere in the world. It's
Yep.
taboo about money, like talking about money and just
Mhm.
opening the topic up to people. And but thankfully to internet, I started researching, and also I come from the accounting background. So there's something there, but there's so many people, Connor, that they don't know.
There's a little bit of knowledge that needs to take place because if you don't know, you can be told anything, can't you? And you'll just take it as
Yes.
word because I come from a place of credibility of okay, right? And you'll
Yes.
just take that as truth and you don't
Truth, yeah.
challenge it. If you actually step
Mm-hmm.
back and challenge some of these things and think about it, it changes your
Yeah.
perspective and then you realize what's really important and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the, good debt, bad debt thing. It's like, okay, debt, I think if you don't have the ability to pay it back, it's bad debt. Like you can't afford it. That's bad debt. Like, well, what about mortgages or stuff like that? I don't have the money to buy a house. Well, you have the ability to pay it back. I know a lot of
True.
people that take out mortgages they can't afford, which means they can't pay it back. Bad debt, right? The kids get student loans for college in
Mm-hmm.
the United States.
Mm-hmm.
They get degrees. They're not worth the amount of debt they took out. They can't afford to pay it back. Bad debt. Credit
And
card, impulse purchases.
uh, and the ways of them paying back could also entail them having the ability, the in terms of getting a good job, and also their body. I would say, like, are you fit to take up any jobs, right? Or good paying job, just to reciprocate that back.
Yeah, and then that's why the holistic point of view comes through. So through the lens, if you think about money, it touches all these different areas of your life holistically. Your health, the relationships with others, the way in which you feel about yourself, spirituality, all this stuff, right? If I'm working 3 jobs to pay off debt, how's my health? How's my stress? How's my family life? Not good, most likely. So that's where you got to really align your goals and values and what's important to you. Why is it important? And clarity of like, okay, there must be a better way of doing this. How do I do that? That's a good motivator for change.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
Yeah, no,
Connor.
powerful.
Okay. Yeah, really. I mean, this gets overlooked all the time, but I
Yeah,
guess this type of conversation
they don't
needs to
teach it
be
in
out
school.
there. They
They don't.
don't. They don't. They
And
don't.
there
And
might be
it's
a reason for that. Yeah.
exactly just like I don't want the other industry that's really making a lot of money, and they don't want, because they don't want people to know. So it's up to us to go out there and do our research, and well, frankly, the conversation that we're having is something that people can look into. Yeah, I have a question now.
Yeah,
This
please.
just popped up. What are your thoughts on the new generations?
You know what?
The new generation coming up to
I love it.
workforce, or
Like, I think they have, it's just like any other generation before, also, right? Like, every generation has things that the other generation didn't have, and the older generation complains about the younger generation.
all the
The
time.
younger
Yeah,
generation just, when I realized they haven't bought into a lot of things that the older generation just done.
that is
And
so
that's
true.
okay. Because
Yeah.
their perspectives from the outside in, looking at the older generation, going, why would I buy a huge house
Oh my
and take
God.
out, why would I work until 67 and then
Wait.
die at 72? Why would I work for somebody else? Why would I,
That's so true.
why, like, why would I, right? And the older generation doesn't understand it because they're in it. That's their whole life,
Yeah,
right? It was to go to college. I know one of the younger generation is not buying into that jazz. They're like, I can make money on the internet. I could do
that's
AI. I
true.
could. So that's a paradigm shift.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, why did the old generation get married so young? Why? Like, I'm not getting
Why
married.
get married at all?
I get married at all. Right? That's another big paradigm shift. Then it's like, why would I get a 9 to 5 job? I want to travel. What can I do to
Mm.
travel? Like, why would I buy a big house? Like, no, how about I get a little mini home? You've seen those mini homes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So there's a whole bunch of things that the younger generation isn't doing because they don't buy in. There's no buy-in. They're like, no, they challenge those old ideas and they say there's probably a better way of doing it.
I
And they're
love
doing
it.
it. So
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. I mean, you can see the house behind me. That's my house. But like, I kind of, if I could wave a wand and do things a lot differently than my parents did, which I did. I did a lot of things differently than my parents did. But my kids are going to do things way differently than I did. And I'm not going to understand it. I'm going to call them lazy and blah, blah, all that stuff.
exactly.
Every
That's what
generation has done it, right?
that's what my dad called me sometimes. Like, I love him very much, but we just have opposing. He's in his 60s, so I'm a millennial. So
Mm-hmm.
30s, early 30s. So still there's a difference there. Still work. I still work joined the workforce early year, but then right now at this point, I'm not really buying into that anymore. Like, I'm like, I want to try something new. Can't be
Yeah.
working until 60
Yeah,
for some.
and you don't need to, right? So there's many different ways of doing it. It's just a matter of figuring out ways. Like I showed somebody online resale that blew their mind. I
What
was
is
like,
that?
you can just be, like you've seen people like go to prints.com, get a nice
Mm.
picture, and then they link it to a framing company. They're not doing anything. They don't have any inventory, and they're just reselling the picture online. They're making $1,000 a month. Like, how do you do that? And like, they're not working. And they have all these passive income ideas, quote unquote passive, but like, that's totally different than the guy that had to go to the manufacturing plant for 40 years to get a pension,
Mm.
right? Like,
20,
yeah. So
yeah, 20% effort but 80% output.
output, yeah,
That's yeah,
efficiency.
clever. So, tell us a transformation that you help with, Connor.
Good question. So, there's been a lot of them, right? And I mean, what it is, one of them that was pretty powerful is met a middle-aged woman, right, in her 30s, and she was going along the path, checking all the boxes, college,
So
work,
dangerous.
401k, right, do this, do that, and she realized that she was kind of intimidated or stressed out about her finances. She knew it was important, but it was like eighth or sixth on the list. She had a lot of things to
Mm.
pull her in different directions, which is okay. And then finally, she looked down, like I did, and she had credit card debt of a pretty substantial amount. And she wanted to take control and finally get control of this one area of her life that she realized was affecting all these other areas of her life. So with working with me for now it's gone on for almost a year and a half, which is pretty awesome. But we went through a process of getting clarity, control, confidence, and empowerment, executing the plan and accountability. She was able to pay up all that debt, get a budget or money plan. I hate the B word, budget. So a money plan, tell her money where to go versus wondering where it went. She was able to go on vacation when she wanted to. She's been debt free. She was able to buy a car with cash. She was able to finally buy a place, a home, and she's doing it, right? She's proactive versus reactive. She's intentional.
Mm.
Yeah, and the transformation from a frustrated, stressed, scared, intimidated woman about finances to the woman she is today, huge transformation. Where I think of her often, where I got a nice little thank you card from her, and that was better than any paycheck I ever received in my life. It was like, yeah, that's something that sticks with me. And transformation's possible because she had real good clarity, motivation, and change. She was sick and tired of being sick and tired, yeah.
Mm. Mm.
She didn't want to be sold anything. Like, I don't sell any products or services. It's just really helping people get where they gotta go. Right? That's why I talked about like stopping the eternal tug of war with the personal finances. And what does that eternal tug of war look like? It's different for everybody. Could be, oh man, I'm stressed out. I got summer camp for the kids. I got to get new tires for the car. The groceries prices are going up. Inflation. Oh yeah, the oil bill. Oh yeah, the credit card bill's coming again. That struggle, trying to figure out how to make all the pieces fit.
Mm.
I'm looking for a second job, or I'm sick and tired of working this way. I want to leave corporate America and start my passion. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do that.
But I know I gotta do it.
Yeah, and yeah, I got it. And you're reaching out to all these different things and going online, and what are you Googling, and what are you searching, and that eternal. I call it the Monday, the Sunday hate me's. Right, Monday work is coming, and the anxiety's coming. You're like, oh, right, that pit of the stomach.
Yeah,
That's
especially
that
Sunday
stuff.
evening. Oh my God. Like,
That's the sand in the stomach. You're like, oh, the grit, right? And it's like, oh my
yes,
God. And that's that eternal tug of war. I help people stop that.
beautiful. That's it. You're doing great work, Connor. I
Thank
love
you.
that. Okay, I want to dive deeper onto that just now. Maybe perhaps just a case study. Like,
Please.
how did you help that person? Maybe not her, if you want to, preserve
Oh,
the
like an ideal client or
confidentiality.
something?
Yeah, yeah. Another client that you help from this and exactly the steps, and then what did that person, how'd you do it? How'd you get to the other
Yeah.
side?
And so the whole process will take you through it, right?
Yeah.
Basically, we have a 45-minute consultation, assessment call. Are they ready for coaching, right? It's like, I don't push ropes. You want to change this area of your life and you're got how to do it. I have to hear their why. We'll get deeper in it. And it starts with clarity. We really dive into what that is, what is it preventing them from doing, what is it preventing them from feeling, how long have they felt like that, who else is dependent upon change in their life, those things, right? And if I hear that, I onboard them. And if I onboard them, then we have a 2-hour discovery meeting. This will kind of roll up the sleeve to look at the numbers, right? Income, expenses, trying to get a rough draft of their money plan, the budget. And then no judgment. I just try to put myself in their shoes. And from their perspective, like, what's your budgeting process look like now? Do you play whack-a-mole with your bills? Do you have a calendar? Like, no judgment, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
of
let me
course.
understand.
As a
Let me just
coach,
understand.
that should
Seek to
be
understand. Yeah. Seek
that's
to
right.
understand and be understood. So, okay, great. And then asking questions around how is that serving them? What do they like about it? What is it they don't like about it? What are their tendencies? What are their challenges? What tools and resources they feel they need to get where they gotta go? So then after that 2-hour discovery meeting, a week later, we have an accountability meeting. I give them a little bit of homework after that 2-hour discovery meeting. Then we have an accountability meeting the week later. Did they do the homework? More tools and resources. I interject more tools. Everybody gets a library, the online library, the demos. It's not a course, right? Who's got time for that? I don't got time for that. So I just want little vignettes, short, digestible, knowledgeable things that I can take action on to move the needle.
Mm.
Then every other week for a minimum of 3 months. And we work towards building up a cash reserve, paying off debt. You'll have a finish line. You'll know when you'll be debt free. Peace of mind has come into their life. Anxiety is the fear of the unknown. When you have more clarity and control, the anxiety level drops, the fear drops. Now you're being intentional, proactive. You're driving the car. And you're not a passenger, you're in the back seat, screaming out directions and hopefully the guy follows. Anyway,
Exactly.
that
Praying and
transformation,
hoping.
yeah, is a mindset. It's a transformational mindset shift that's really outlined by 3 phases. One is get clear, clarity. Get control is the second piece. Then execute the plan. That's the accountability and follow through. Most people want to do it. They fall off track. And the missing ingredient is the follow through and accountability. And everybody has a push level. If I push you too hard, you'll shut down. If I don't push you hard
I
enough, you
don't.
won't take action.
Yep. Yep.
So I find what that nice balance is and then hold you accountable. Like, okay, listen, you want to do, I don't know, give me some information on buying or leasing a car. It could be an intimidating process. Let's just get some information. Can you do this by next Tuesday? Yes. Okay, great. Send me a text on Friday. What steps have you taken? Just that little push might push you in the right direction. Instead of prioritizing other things, these shiny objects in your life, I added those things. I want to hang out with my friends on the weekend and do all these other things. Okay, great. You have a little bit of a homework assignment. Hopefully you're doing it
Yeah.
because of your why. Not for me,
Yeah.
because of what you said. And then through that process, a minimum of 3 months. And we usually go on further, but some people need more hand holding. But after that, they graduate to just growth and accountability. And we check in once a month to make sure they're still on the path. I've worked with clients for well over 2 years now. Long-term
Wow.
relationships. And I see, yeah. So that's what that whole process looks like. And you just put your name to that process, and that could be you because it's awesome. It's really great.
Fulfilling.
Yes, absolutely. And then it becomes easy because you get referrals.
Yes.
Because now people can speak to what you do. And if they don't come out, listen, like you said, it's taboo.
Mm-hmm.
Taboo everywhere. People don't come out and say, listen, I'm a financial mess and I don't know what to do and I'm freaking out, fighting with my husband every Wednesday about the money. Okay, they're not saying that. What are they saying? How does anybody afford to live in this part of the country? It's not this part of the country that's the issue. Or like, wow, these groceries are out of control.
Through the roof.
Through the roof. Money shouldn't be that tight. Shouldn't be causing you that much stress.
Mm.
It might be something where your biggest wealth building tool is your income, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
So if your income's going to outside sources, car companies, all these different places, Discover, Card, American Express, whatever, student loans or whatever, it's going to make it really, really difficult and slow down that process of wealth building. And that's what I help people do. Build build up their net worth, build up their assets, reduce the liabilities, get the cash flow going. Now you have more freedom and choice, which we talked about in the beginning, which it represents more freedom and choice.
Oh, I got to do some thinking after this. I
Yeah,
did think, and then, but this is a constant. It's a journey, right?
it is. It's a process.
You, it's a process. Yeah,
The process, not a destination.
and
Right?
exactly, and it will change as you move on to a different stage of your life,
That,
and that's where you make changes.
yeah,
Now single, and then you're married, and you want kids, and then
yeah, and
they
you
your.
your kids, you can change your family tree.
That's true. That's true.
It's pretty awesome. And it's like it all starts from just a conversation.
Mm.
That
And the
someone
willingness
the
and the
willingness.
awareness to know, to want to change.
Correct. Not everybody knows that up front. It's like two questions. You really
That's
get to the root of what it is. It's not I want to get out of debt or I want to get control of my money. It's not, that's
again.
not it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back home. It's what you really feel inside and responding to that instead of hiding from it. Right? It's like I know I'm in deep shit. I, I don't know, and I feel bad, and my self-worth is like I don't know who I am anymore because of all of this thing that's
Noise.
piling up on me.
The noise, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And clarity of what really matters helps with that. One thing's the money mindset. Having the right money. I don't feel like I'm worthy of it.
I love touching that point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yes.
you go real deep with
Yes.
that, but how about this? Just put the word yet, right? Just end the sentence with yet. You will find a way, right? I can't afford this. So yet. It opens up the possibility in your mind and the universe that I will attain this someday if I take the right actions and do the right things. And that's just a small little tidbit, little help thing of yet. And writing out your goals. They can get
Mm.
real. The things that are in your head, sometimes clarity of prioritization of like, I have all these things I want to do. I think there was a study about Olympic athletes, like
Mhm.
study of goals, right?
Goals.
I
Mhm.
know a lot of people that have a lot of achievements, but they hadn't accomplished success,
Ooh.
right? And
Ooh.
the thing is deep, right? So it's like the people, you have a goal, you're one
Mhm.
time likely to achieve it. You write that goal down, you're three times as likely to achieve it. If you write that goal down and visit it daily, you put it somewhere prominent, your bathroom mirror, your notebook, your whatever, and you see it, maybe on your desktop computer or whatever, you're 10 times more likely to achieve it. And then if I share that with you, Nicolette, then we have an intimate conversation about what it is, why I feel this way, how I felt like this, what is preventing me from doing, what would success look like, what would it feel like, right? And you digest that, you're 20 times more likely than someone that just has an idea in their head. It would be nice to be debt free.
Mm.
See the
Mm.
difference? It's huge.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know where that came from, but that's some serious knowledge nugget right there for you.
Yes.
So the
Yes. Yes.
listeners
Yes.
out there, like you may feel you might have that mindset, you're stuck and you don't know where to turn. Anywhere you go on the internet, everybody has an opinion of what you should do. They don't know where you are. They don't know your challenge. They don't know, only you do. And sharing it with a financial coach like myself, I can unlock those things, right? And help you get over those hurdles and help you take action, move the needle
Mm.
through progress. That's why the name of the company is Progress Solutions. I'm not
Solutions.
making any progress. I can be the solution to that. So that's the way in which we do it. So I love it. This is awesome. We're getting
Yeah.
this
I
is a good one.
love this too. This is you're sharing so much golden information. Like I myself, we know this, but to have it hear from somebody and say it back to me and to all the listeners that's listening today, then they may okay, last year they had this conversation with their spouse. And then they say, okay, I don't want to talk about it anymore. And then today they're driving on the freeway or subway and they say, oh, okay, let's listen to this. Oh yeah, I needed to call up the bank and I wanted to sell my car or something. Even if they don't come to you or they don't listen to me, but at least small little clips somewhere that they'll see in YouTube or whatever.
There's somebody right now that wants to start a business. They've been thinking about it for years. Years. Right? And then it's
Exactly.
like, okay. And every
Yeah,
time
okay, I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
every time you drive by that business or you hear somebody else doing what you wanted to do 4 years ago, there's a lot of fear in that, right? But it's like, how do you overcome that fear and get through it? You need help. Your best thinking has gotten you here. You need somebody else to help you break free from that and take action and break down the walls of fear. That is. And it takes a lot. But it's not easy, but you can do it. A lot of people do it.
Yeah.
And once they're free of that, they're telling everybody how they did it. They
Yeah.
write books about it.
And you're exactly, and you're confident, and you can stand in your own thing and your power and say that I've done it. You can do it too.
You stand
So
on your
come
own
with
pillar.
me.
You
Yeah.
stand on your own pillar of truth.
Exactly.
And it's an immovable pillar because it's your experience. You can talk
Exactly. You
to,
lived it. Yeah.
you can talk to the struggles because you know what that person is feeling because you were there once. Like, I know that feeling. I was in that debt. I felt like the imposter. I was a financial advisor with $90-something thousand in debt. Are you kidding me? Like, who am
Like,
I to give financial
yeah,
advice? Who am I
exactly.
to, like, right? Think about that. Like, oh my God, I know what it is to eat out of food containers and be like, oh my God, it's Monday tomorrow. I ain't
Same,
doing
Connor. Same,
anything.
same. I had scrape here and there.
Yeah, and 20-something years later, here we sit, and now I'm like sitting on my pillar of truth, getting on podcasts and just saying, listen, you can do this. But if you need help,
Beautiful.
I'm here for you.
You just unlocked something within me as well. I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna continue walking. I had some fear earlier because I'm jumping into my own practice as well. But I think you just reaffirm it's the universe speaking today as well.
Yeah, I'll hit you with this. Fail. Like, I failed. My son gave this to me.
Mm.
FAIL stands for first attempt in learning.
Mm.
I was like, that's a nugget. I'm going to use that. That's great. Right? Because
Yes,
successful people
yes.
fail all the time.
And I love failing because I'm failing forward. I know that this, if I do fail, this is not working, then I change, pivot, and then I try again.
Yeah, don't give up
Because
on the
I
dream.
think the universe will reward those who believe. I believe that, and you put in the effort, a bit of luck, you're gonna go through it.
Yeah.
This is so true. Wow. So Connor, what is next for you?
Well, for me, I'm gonna try to help as many people as possible, and I'm gonna try to expand my business to help I get a bigger audience. Right? Like right now, I'm the loudspeaker. I want to become the magnet and helping more
Right.
people through different channels. That's gonna be my focus in the next foreseeable future. And taking care of the things that matter to me, like family and, socially and health and working out and working on the things that matter to me, right? Because this one area that is not really that much of a stress, which is good, thank God. And I can apply that knowledge to other areas of my life.
Yeah. Living your holistic goal, implementing it. Love that. So I know we talk about this, but I'm gonna pivot to a self-worth question. So the question for you, Connor, is negative self-talk can significantly impact self-worth. What strategies can individuals use to challenge and change these destructive thought patterns?
Good question. Hey, number one, you have to ask
Clarity.
yourself some deep questions, right? So it's challenge it of why do I feel this way? What is making me feel this? How do I break it in a positive way? Does it really mean denying myself something, or is it that I have to add something? That's what helps me and many people around me. If like I feel I'm incapable of doing something, or I'm scared, or why do I feel this way? Where did this come from? What do I need to change? Why is this like this? And then what do I need, like with budgeting? I thought it was restrictive. I had to back myself with certain things. No, it's actually permission to spend money because I've been proactive and I know I tell my money where to go versus wondering where it went. So if I actually did a budget, I hate that word, but I did a
Money plan.
money plan.
Yes.
Chances are, if I'm intentional enough, it'll work out just the way in which I wanted it to work, right? And I had to what do I need to add to my life, not take away. And so that has helped me in many different chapters of my life of what do I need to add, not take away. So I need to add people around me. I need to find better counsel. I need to add prayer. I needed to
Slow down.
slow
Be
down,
present. Yeah.
be present. I needed to analyze my feelings and get in touch with that. So that usually knocks down a lot of walls of self-doubt. And it's always with you, but once you start doing it, you build confidence.
That's true. That's true. I think it's also about facing yourself, because the very thing that you fear is actually what's blocking you for the next step or your success, even.
Yeah,
Say it like that.
ego gets in the way, all the time. I've heard egos easing God out, and
Ooh, that's a good. Easing God
right, and
out. Okay.
faith and fear can't coexist in the same space at the same time. Choose one.
Preach.
Yeah,
Preach.
yeah, and that's something that may help somebody listening, and it's worked for me. Hopefully, it works for your listener.
Thank you. What is your heart's greatest wish?
Say it again.
What is your heart's greatest wish?
Oh, health, happiness, and security for my family. So be of service to others, that everything else will work out.
Do you have a mantra that you live by?
Progress, not perfection.
Ooh, done is better than perfection. I saw that somewhere. Yeah, that's yeah, because it's like it's a paralysis by analysis when you overthink something, and then rather than just, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect.
No.
I lived that myself,
Yes,
and then
action is better than no action.
Exactly.
Yep.
Just do something, and
seek to
that's such
understand. Seek to understand and be understood. That's
Mm.
another way I say a lot. That
Mm.
involves a lot of different things also.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Empathy, listening, compassion, slowing down, different perspectives. Seek to understand and be understood.
Understood. Is there anything that keeps you up at night, or do you sleep well?
I sleep real well. It actually makes my wife jealous. I can sleep in the middle of a party. Yeah, I'm good.
Wow. Okay. So, last question, Connor. If you could create a quote right now for you to leave to the audience listening and the world as your legacy, what would it be?
Believe in yourself until those around you believe in you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for the conversation. I had a great time. It's
Me
such
too. It was good. It went by fast, which is really
yeah. I mean, good times always happen in the blink of an eye. I enjoyed it. I think some of the stuff that we talked about, it's within, but then you just spark another perspective for me to look at. Like, Nicolette, because it's not that you're already here. Okay, I know it. I know it's not gonna change, and things are evolving. Same thing. See, there's some nuggets that you have that I don't know, and hence all this interaction and the conversation, being engaged, and you have given such great insights today, and I am very thankful.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the platform to share my experience, strength, and hope with people.
Thank you so much. So, where can these people go, or how can they get in touch?
Good question.
With you?
I have a website. It really explains what I do, and everybody gets a free 45-minute complimentary conversation. Yeah, it's an easy, no judging free thing. It's www.progressfc, like financial coaching, progressfc.com. Visit my website, and it'll direct you to what you need to do. It's pretty self-explanatory. So it's up to you to take the action.
Take that first action. All right. Thank you so much, Connor, for your time. Have a great evening and have a great life.
You have a great day.
Stay in touch.
Yeah, absolutely, Nicolette.
Thank you. Bye-bye.